Skovholt. I'm the Executive Director of Seattle Pro Musica, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to our opening night festivities, launching Siren Song, our online auction, which will culminate with a live auction and party at Mohi on April 13th. I am here alone, streaming for the first time, but I'm able to do that because of a couple of lovely humans who helped me set this up. First, Karen P. Thomas with the loan of her house and bar. Thank you so much, Karen P. Thomas. And then Wes Kim, you have made me a streamer, so I hope I do you proud. Thank you for those opening titles and for walking me through how to do this. All these buttons to press, all this chat to manage, all this lovely stuff to bring you, those of you watching at home, some information about this online auction. I have the chat over here, but I'm realizing that if I look at that and not you, you can see the side of my face. So hopefully nothing too wild is happening. I'll check in during some transitions in a few moments here, but I've got myself a little cheat sheet and I want to make sure that I get you all of the most relevant information for tonight's experience. So number one, we will have a cocktail making element tonight. We're making a daiquiri riff. It's a double riff, actually. So a classic daiquiri is just rum, lime, and simple syrup. I haven't had any yet, I promise. It's just the nerves. Simple daiquiri is rum, lime, and simple syrup. We're making a riff on the riff. The riff is the Hemingway daiquiri, which is rum, lime, grapefruit juice, and maraschino liqueur. We're making an even further riff, which has rum, lime. You know what, let me just read you the ingredients. So if you'd like to make it along with me in a few minutes, you're prepared. So to make this Hemingway daiquiri riff called The Old Man and the Sea, you will need white rum, grapefruit juice, coconut water, lime juice, demerara syrup, and salt. You'll also need a measuring device that has ounces or parts. You can use parts, ice, a shaker, and a glass to pour it in. And I forgot to get a knife, so maybe I'll do that in the in-between time so I can make a little garnish for you as well. If you've joined us in previous years, you might recall that our opening stream has featured some items that have been available only during the opening stream. That is not the case tonight. We don't have any stream-only items, so you don't need to watch like a hawk for when I turn something off. All of the items available for bid right now on our auction website will be available for bid the entire run of the silent auction, unless someone gets to the buy it now price for any particular item. That will render that item sold. So we will also have new items dropping this week on Tuesday. So if you don't see something that you expected, I know you're looking for those of the months in there. We've got some of those coming for you on Tuesday as well. We may also have a couple that I'll finish uploading pictures for later tonight after the stream. So there we are. Let's register to bid, shall we? Some of you might not be registered yet. I'd love to walk you through the process. So here we go, we're switching the thing. I can do this, I'm a streamer. I'm a streamer. All right, welcome, oops, wrong. I'm almost a streamer. Welcome to our opportunity to figure out how to bid. The online auction is open, by the way, so you don't have to wait for me. If you're already registered to bid, you're already ready to go. You can just get going. You can go through and favorite, you can start your bidding now. You can just like do the things without waiting for me to tell you about the things. So, wonderful. Now, let's walk through how to register for the auction. If you go to our website, seattlepromusica.org, and scroll down ever so slightly, you can click Go to Auction Site. That will take you right to the front page of Siren Song, our annual fundraiser and party. This is Max Giving, is our input system. They are running our auction for us, and there are two ways to get involved on the fundraising side, on the supporting Seattle Pro Musica side. If you already have a ticket, you probably already have a link, but if you don't, you're going to want to go up here to the right-hand corner and click Register. Once you click register, you can make a decision between if you want to come to the auction. We have limited tickets remaining, but we do still have a few. You can buy a ticket here. If you already have a ticket and you can't find your bespoke registration custom login link. You can send me an email and I can send it to you after this stream is concluded, or you can register separately and then I can merge you as a duplicate on the back end. We can take care of that, no problem. So let's imagine that I'm only participating here in the online auction. Maybe I don't live close enough to come to the in-person auction. Maybe I just love online auctions. So I'm going to click here and register. And at this point, I'll fill in all my information. I'm Katie Skovholt. There's my phone number. There's my email address. And I'm not going to show you my password because I'm smart. And down here, you can choose to uncheck this box or leave it checked to pay a 3.79% donation of fees to help more of the funds go directly to SPM. Thank you to those who are able to do that for us. Then you'll go ahead and click the register key. Now, once you do that, it will take you to another page where you will enter your credit card information. And I have very clearly in large bold print, don't show your credit card information. So that's a note for me, and I'm gonna listen to myself. So let's walk through the auction items a little bit. Let's see what you can bid on. So once you've registered for the auction, you can come to the auction tab on the top here of the auction page. Scroll down a little bit, see all these featured wonderful items that are available for bid. There are already bids happening, it looks like. Wonderful news. Now, all of the items that will be available in all of our closings for the auction are on this website. Many of them are in preview only mode, and that's because they will be available for bid in our in-person auction only. Our in-person auction will have a silent auction element and a live auction element. So you'll see some iterations of those words in those items. For example, let's go to Conductor's Famous Tomatoes. And you can use this search bar and just put a couple of things in and it will give you the information. So let's go here to the Conductor's Famous Tomatoes, donated by Karen P. Thomas. Item will be available for bidding in our in-person live auction. So that's why you cannot place any bids on it here and now. That will be available at a separate time. And you can take a look at all those auction times here by clicking that button. Now let's go back to the main auction here. We've got a couple of items in sort of a featured section, and once we drop new items this week, we will add those to the featured section and hopefully you will see them. But we'll also send you an email when we drop items because it's very exciting. Oh, I was gonna text everybody using this system. Shoot. Pretend I texted you. You're already here. It doesn't matter. We're doing great. Okay, so if you're looking for anything specific, you can use the search bar to sort of narrow it down. So for example, if you know you want to bid on the Eat the Ocean basket, you can recall the keywords ocean or seafood or salmon and type those in to keep track of your items here. Looks like Karen Thomas has given us the opening bid on this seafood basket, which features Sea Bear smoked salmon, a new cookbook, and a selection of kitchen tools. That'll be wonderful. If you like an item and you want to check in on it, I recommend that you use the heart function here to favorite items. Of course, I didn't finish creating the account, so it'll tell me that I need that account to place bids and add items to favorites. But this heart right here will save you a little trouble coming back to the items that are most interesting to you. All right. That's a little bit about the auction. Once you're bidding on an item, you can, I really should have pulled up there we go, it's on the side. You can bid now with the next bid amount in the sequence. You can select your max bid by going up to however far you're willing to bid, and then the system will bid for you without you having to come back and check in every few minutes, and you'll automatically get notifications when you are outbid on an item. Or you can go ahead and click your Buy Now option. There are some items here that I know tend to go really well. There are people who really want those specific things, so they will purchase them immediately. If that happens, congratulations, you'll get an email about it, and unfortunately that item won't be available to other bidders, but you will have supported Seattle Pro Musica deeply and truly, which we appreciate very much. All right, I'm gonna move back to the Katie talking, there we go, I'm doing it, I'm a streamer. Let's check my notes here, make sure I got you everything you need. Okay, yes, note the catalog numbers and items. If you're looking for only restaurant gift cards, for example, you can type in R for restaurant and note the item number, and everything in that sort of same section is going to be a corresponding item. So we have sorted all of our items. Once you get into the 1,000 and above, those are all items that will be available in person only. There's that. I drop midweek, in-person lives. Oh, and everything that has alcohol associated with it has to be at our live auction, whether it's in the silent in-person auction or in the live auction with the paddle raise element. All of that has to happen in person due to regulations from the Washington State Liquor Control Board. Thanks WSLCB for keeping people safe, and we are abiding by your rules with joy and happiness. Well, friends, I'm gonna just let you know that it's we're bringing back an old favorite segment here in the kitchen behind the bar. I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into it. It's time for a cocktail. Hey, I'm gonna make you a cocktail. Yeah, I'm gonna make you a drink. I'm gonna make you a cocktail, and you can tell me what you think. You can have a little drink with me. That's me, I'm Katie. Oh, I'm gonna make you a cocktail. Yeah, I'm gonna make you a drink. I'm gonna make you a cocktail, and you can tell me what you think. We're doing it. I hope you liked that throwback to the past. That's from our Choral Tapas time, which is still available on our YouTube channel. If you want to revisit the old Choral Tapas days, that was a series of concerts that we did online, virtually, with really extremely good and compelling work on video and audio while we were apart during the early days of the pandemic. So we're bringing back Choral Tapas to you live and here, right now, and I'm gonna make you a cocktail. So this cocktail is called The Old Man and the Sea, which, as I mentioned before, is a riff on the Hemingway daiquiri. You get that joke. Yeah, The Old Man and the Sea is a title of a novel, which I haven't read, so allow me to explain to you how erudite I am. But The Old Man and the Sea is also an apropos name for this cocktail because it's a little salty and it's a little tropical. So if you just sort of think of a grizzled pirate figure when you're thinking The Old Man and the Sea, you'll be on the right track. So the story goes that Hemingway himself, the author, Ernest Hemingway, was living in Havana, and he went into one of his favorite bars, the El Floridita, and he swept past the bar as the bartender was setting out daiquiris. He chugged one and he said, "Well, I'd like that better if it had twice as much rum and no sugar." So the original Hemingway daiquiri ostensibly was a daiquiri with twice as much rum and no sugar, which is basically rum and lime juice, which is a horrible sounding cocktail. It's not even a cocktail. It's an enhanced spirit. So that's a disaster. But no one knows when the Hemingway daiquiri actually became a grapefruit juice version. So the actual Hemingway daiquiri is rum, lime juice, grapefruit juice, and maraschino liqueur, which is there's not very much of that in it, but we're making a riff on that, as I mentioned before. So we're going to use a slightly more interesting layer, balance, technique, flavor profile. Let's do it. Yeah. We lengthen this drink with coconut water. You don't have to do that. You'll have a very nice daiquiri without the coconut water, but coconut water ostensibly has so many benefits, nutrients and electrolytes and vitamins and such. And you know, if you look it up on the internet, it will tell you that it will detoxify your liver, but that's not true because nothing does. And also, if you're gonna have it in a cocktail, it's really not gonna help. So that's fine. Let's move on. Let's do that. You're gonna need you're gonna need one syrup for this scenario. Oh, which I didn't make. Oh no. Well, okay, I'm gonna have a janky version of this drink. Imagine I made Demerara syrup. I'm gonna tell you exactly how to do it. I guess I could turn the camera and just make it, no, it's not clean over there. Well, to make Demerara syrup, so hard to say. Demerara syrup is made with Demerara sugar, which is a sort of raw sugar with more character. It's somewhere between white sugar and brown sugar. It's very tasty. You melt Demerara syrup, melt Demerara sugar with as much boiling water. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, and then you get a lovely, rich, simple syrup that has a little more character than a plain white sugar simple syrup. So you start by making Demerara syrup, or if you're like me, dang. I do happen to have maraschino liqueur though, so I'm gonna yoink that, and we'll just do it instead. One of the things that I said in Coral Tapas every time was that your cocktail can be different than mine and should be different than mine. So if you don't have Demerara syrup, it's gonna taste different, but you can use Luxardo. You can make it closer to a Hemingway daiquiri riff. So, you know, sorry. Oh, I have a stagehand who's gonna make some Demerara behind the scenes for me. Thank you so much. That's what that clicky sound is. Wonderful. Thanks so much, Karen B. Thomas. Okay, so once you make your Demerara syrup, you're gonna want, nope, that's mango juice. The Demerara is down on the cupboard. On the, yep, down, yeah, on the left, below. Yeah, 1-to-1 with boiling water. Perfect. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do after you make your syrup is make your garnish, because you don't want to be faffing around with a garnish when it's time to drink your cocktail. So this is a huge grapefruit, and you can use huge grapefruit to make huge grapefruit juice as well for an ingredient for your cocktail, or you can just use bottled. There are really good bottled grapefruit juices out there in the world now, and you don't have to like worry about the whole pith scenario and all of that. So I'm just going to cut a little wedge off of here, and then I'm going to cut a slice out of the wedge. It's pretty wasteful, but I promise I'll use this. It looks wasteful. It's not wasteful. I'm not gonna waste it. Here's my sweet little wedge. And to make it into a pretty garnish, I'm going to take my knife and I'm gonna run it along the pith here so that I make sort of a slice so that it can hang on the glass when I'm done with it. Okay, little slice. And now she'll be ready to adorn my glass. Oh, she fell over. I'm gonna go with a slightly thicker one. That one was a little flaccid, not ideal. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Yeah, I see the chat going because I said that. Sorry. Oh, we're gonna have to go with a slice here instead because this grapefruit is too wide to go the way I wished her to. So instead, we're gonna just have a segment and layer it on the side, and that'll be just fine. Again, you know, you just make things work with the way that they come together, right? And sometimes they don't. Sometimes you look like a ding dong your first time on your own stream. I'm gonna put this over here. And she's back, folks. Okay, so to build your cocktail, you're gonna take your shaker and you're gonna measure out 2 ounces of white rum. Bacardi is fine, whatever white rum you have. Don't use, you know, the Kraken, that won't be the choice. Dun, dun. Again, 2 parts would work as well, but 2 ounces is the move. 2 ounces of white rum. In the shaker, there we are. And then you'll want 2 ounces of your grapefruit juice. You can use the grapefruit that you just tried to make a garnish out of and like full massacred. Okay, or you can use this Ruby business that you got from the store and have to use up simply grapefruit all natural. 2 ounces of your grapefruit juice. Now, if you use a real fruit to get your grapefruit juice, you're gonna wanna taste it for acidity. Same thing with your lime juice. I pre-squeezed these limes because I think ahead in some things and not in others. I knew there was gonna be something I forgot. So lime juice, you're gonna want 1 ounce of lime juice. Dun, 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 dun. 1 ounce. Oh, and some Demerara simple syrup has come to me. Oh, what a lucky duck I am. Oh, a lot of Demerara simple syrup has come to me. So Demerara is the darker sugar, so you can see, maybe you can see. Can you see it? No. Okay, well, it's a darker sugar. So use about a ½ ounce of this. You're gonna wanna make it to your taste. So if you like things a little bit sweeter, then roll with it and give me a little more sugar. And if you don't, then a little less. And you're gonna wanna taste it anyway after you mix it. So I'm gonna go with a ½ ounce from this mug. Oh, nailed it. Ooh, shouldn't have done that. A ½ ounce of Demerara Simple into your glass and your mixing container. And then if you're gonna do the lengthening with your coconut juice, water, shake up your coconut water first, and then pour 2 ounces into your measuring glass. Coconut water looks so bizarre. It's not something I like to drink on its own, but it does work to make it so your cocktail doesn't blast you right away. All right, 2 ounces of your coconut water. Now, you could get extremely fancy and make a saline solution to ensaltify this drink, right? I haven't added ice yet, so we haven't diluted it, so I can stop here and talk to you for a second. But if you have added ice already, shake it up. Just go ahead with it. Maybe add a pinch of salt if you don't have saline, or just listen to me talk, I guess, for a second. You can garnish at the end. But if you want to get fancy, if you want to like be a craft cocktail queen or king, a pirate king, you can make a saline solution instead, and that keeps forever. You can keep it in your fridge, and you can add a couple of drops of it to make basically any cocktail you're making, but especially ones with citrus elements, really kind of pop. And it's the same principle as adding a little chocolate to your sea salt. Sea salt to your chocolate. It gives you that additional flavor element that like wakes up the palate a little bit, and that sort of savory scenario that comes in the back of the mouth here, like gets the salivary glands going. So if you want to get fancy and make yourself a saline solution, I would do 80-20 or 90-10 at the most to start. And then, you know, because you can't take salt back once you put it in a cocktail, just the same way you can't take sweet back, you're gonna have to get into that balancing act if you over salt your beverage. So you can make a saline solution, which again, just boiling water to salt, 80-20 or 90-10 to start. Or since we're shaking this cocktail vigorously for a few moments, you can just put a pinch of fine sea salt directly into the cocktail shaker. That'll be fine. It won't stay grainy. It'll just go away. So here we go. Well, she's in. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I didn't go fancy for that one either. Okay, so now it's loud time because I gotta put ice in the shaker and then I gotta shake it up. So forgive me. I hope you're enjoying the lovely royalty-free background music that Wes found for us. A little harp action. I love it. Okay, we've filled it with ice. We're gonna put our shaker hat on and we're gonna shake for like 20 seconds until it gets so cold that your hand's like, oh, stop shaking. Okay, forgive me. So riveting to watch. I'm learning so much about streaming. Okay. Whew, wonderful. Now, take your glass with your garnish that I hope is not as janky as mine. Oh, I could have just done a twist. I should have just done a twist. It's all right. Ignore the fact that I should have done a twist. And I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this ice to my cocktail glass just because it's nice to pour over fresh ice. Well, ice, there we go. Let me get out of here. And these glasses, by the way, are Seattle Pro Musica branded glasses, and you can buy them in the item sales tab on the Seattle Pro Musica auction website. Bizarre, yeah? Okay, so that's ready to go. I'm going, since this is just for me and I'm at home, I'm gonna taste using the cap here because I don't know where I put my other thing. But I'm gonna make sure that it's good, that I don't need more sugar, I don't need more salt, I don't need more rum. I might need more rum. It is good. Oh my God. Wouldn't it have been terrible if I was like, ugh, actually pretty gross. Okay, there's a freaking cocktail. Okay, all right, here we go. I have some other things I wanted to say to you. If you're a person who can't have grapefruit, I encourage you to make a regular daiquiri first, or to experiment with other citrus options. There's stuff out there like yuzu, and there are lemon orange combos you could come up with. There's tangerine juice at some fancy grocery stores around there. And if you're a person who doesn't like alcohol, my recommendation would be to use the coconut water, leave out the rum, maybe supplement with Fever Tree makes this Sicilian lemonade. It would be really nice with the grapefruit and the demerara. Actually, it would be really good. So that's some suggestions I have for you to adjust for your needs. I'm gonna taste this Old Man in the Sea, and I raise my glass to you, my friends. Oh, good. Whew. What a relief. It would have been just so sad if I just really messed it up too much more than I did. Okay, I hope you like it. If you made it at home, you can let me know. I'd love to hear. And if you didn't get a chance to make it at home, this Old Man in the Sea will be the featured cocktail behind the bar at Mohi on April 13th. So you can come to the auction and try it there, made by a real bartender and not my rambly butt. Okay, now you can sing along. The words will be on the screen for this outro. Oh, hey, just made you a cocktail. Oh, hey, just made you a drink. Hey, just made you that cocktail. Why don't you tell me what you think? I hope you did sing along at home. It's a catchy little ditty, and I would like to say thank you again to Dwight Beckmeyer for his work on that song, which he didn't know that I was gonna sort of disasterify with my singing when I did that a couple of years ago. So it's just part of our lives now. So we return. I hope you're marking all your favorite items and already getting into bidding wars with friends, family, and strangers alike. I would like to let you know about our Fund a Dream project for this year. Karen has made decisions, we've signed on the dotted line, it is all official now. We've been sort of waiting to announce this because we wanted to make sure all of our ducks were in a row. But this year, Seattle Pro Musica's Fund a Dream project will be in support of our May 17, 2025 concert of music for solo cello and chorus. And we are delighted to feature the incomparable Nathan Chan, assistant principal cellist of the Seattle Symphony, as our soloist for this performance. There's Nathan right there. He's a phenomenally engaging performer indeed. He is extremely clever and talented and a wonderful cellist, of course, which is the primary reason that Karen chose to engage him for this concert. And this exciting repertoire for this concert will feature music for cello and chorus by Caroline Shaw, Roxana Panufnik, and the world premiere of a new piece by Karen P. Thomas, which actually was already commissioned in advance of this concert. Just a happy coincidence that it's for cello and chorus. So we will also be singing Herbert Howell's Requiem and Franz Biebel's Ave Maria. And we're going to continue our New American Composers Series project. No, wait, that's not quite right. The precedent that we've set with the New American Composers Series, where we are working with local schools and developing relationships with some students, is going to be continued next year in our March concert, where we bring Maria Isabel Valverde to Seattle and to residencies with local students. But in May, for this Fund a Dream project, we are also going to invite all the students that we're working with to come to a dress rehearsal with Nathan so that they can experience Seattle Pro Musica singing in that space in St. James Cathedral and interact with Nathan and have a sort of a beautiful individual musical experience with their classmates and get the chance to interact with a world-class cellist and performer as well as a world-class choir. So That is our Fun to Dream project for next year, and we are so thrilled to be able to announce it to you now. Any monies received in that donations tab in the Max Giving system will go towards Fun to Dream, and we are very grateful for any amount that you can provide in support of this project. We're very proud of the work that we've done to get closer to students in the area, to be more active in the schools, to be more consistently engaging with the educational process in a way that makes a lot of sense for Seattle Pro Musica, in a way that allows us to be ourselves, which is an adult volunteer choir of adults who mostly have jobs and can't necessarily spend their time in the schools, but support the teachers who are there doing good work already by bringing some folks to be mentors and be role models for young people, and then to culminate those projects with collaborative performance, and then now next May with additional opportunities to engage in music making and experience with Seattle Pro Musica. So, very exciting stuff. Now, that's all I really have to say to you tonight. I'd like to encourage you to bid all week. This auction, this online auction, closes April 12th at 7:15 p.m. I believe I'm gonna try this again next Friday for 15 minutes till we close that last auction item situation, and then more items will drop this next Tuesday afternoon. And again, we'll send an email to anyone who's registered, so please make sure you're registered. And don't forget, you can send a note to admin@seattlepromusica.org at any time. We'll do our best to help solve your problem. If your problem isn't one that we can solve right away, we will get Max Giving involved, and we'll get the technical folks on working on your behalf to make sure that these things work. Right? We want you to have a great auction experience, and if for some reason you're not, let us know and we will do our very best to solve it. Thank you so much for tuning in and spending a little time with me here tonight. Thanks again to Wes, who made this dream come true, making me a real streamer so that I can, start my Twitch channel next. Maybe I'll get a little more practice under my belt first. And oh, one more thing. This counts if you're in person or not. Does it? Actually, I better put this in my pocket and announce it later. Never mind. Remember that the silent runs until April 12th, and your gifts and bids go to support Seattle Pro Musica and our ongoing concerts, performances, and programs, including the new American Composer Series and our music education partnership initiatives. Thank you so much for all you can do to help. And until next time, I bid you fair winds and following seas. Goodbye.